What's going on, guys? This is Joe Young coming at you another weekly update on the aquarium slash fish room. So today I'm going to give you guys a update on the fish room, what's going on and what kind of things I did in the fish room this week. And then I did get a couple new fish, so I'll talk about the new fish that I got, and it's really going to be for the fish room, so you kind of get a glimpse of what's going to be going out there. And then also a few updates on the current tanks. So the first thing I want to say is the Ultimate Angels that I have currently are growing so fast, and they're like literally doubled in size. If you look at the update currently, like some of the bigger ones are like really big, and you can really tell the difference. So if you go back a couple months ago when I actually first got the Ultims, you'll notice that the color bands on the Ultims aren't as dark, they aren't as big, and actually the fish itself is really small. They were, I think I bought them at a quarter size body, and now they're probably a lot bigger than that. I didn't really measure them, but definitely notice in terms of their span of their fins and all that, a lot bigger. So I can't wait to see them actually fully grow out and get to a massive size, and the colors of the bands is what I'm hoping for them to color up and actually show like the darker bands on them. Here's a quick glimpse of the grow out tank for my Discus fish. I haven't really shown you guys this tank in a while. All the little fish are still growing, doing well, they're eating really well. So in here also we have the Starlight Plecos. They are doing really well, they're eating and all that, but I haven't really noticed them grow dramatically, I guess, in the last couple weeks here. When I first got them, they were about half the size, like I said in my other videos. They were really small, and from that size when I got them until now, definitely they probably doubled in size. Just looking at their size versus like my albino pleco, comparing them to the albino bristlenose pleco that I have, they have a very long ways out before they even get anywhere near that size. So jumping into the fish room update real quick, this week I was able to start at least some of the plumbing. I got the bigger plumbing, I guess, out of the way. With the help of my dad. He's coming over a little every week just to help me out with this project boat, just because I need another set of hands, and also like some of the things that are a little bit bigger. But I finally got the plumbing for the water change. It's not going to be fully automated. I kind of wanted that, but certain things happen, so I was like, I'll make best with what I have. So what I did was I ran 2-inch PVC piping on the floor, and then from the floor all the way out to one of the openings of the garage door, where I will have to basically every time I do a water change, I would have to open one of the doors, the garage doors, and connect one of the pipes and run it off into the lawn or something like that. Before I was trying to maybe drill through the hole through the garage and run it outside permanently, but I was like, yeah, it's too much of a hassle. I can just do this because probably easier or whatever, I don't have to go and destroy the home if I do that. So in this video, my dad and I are just basically laying out the PVC. We cut a bunch of them to size beforehand, dry fitted them, and then we started gluing them, and everything so far looks pretty well put together, I guess. The one thing was I wasn't sure how high I wanted the I guess drain to go up to. I kind of did it to like knee level, and hopefully that's good enough when I'm doing my water changes. I can just drain it there. If I need it longer, I can just cut a longer PVC pipe and just put it in there. I didn't actually glue that portion of it. All the ones on the floor are glued, so that could be easily changed if I decide to do a different route or change to something else. In addition to just running the floor piping, it did started to rain, so we had a lot of stuff out in the garage. I was outside that we had to move in, and we kind of had to cut it short a little bit today in terms of the fish room. But for the most part, I'm happy that we at least got the floor drain portion done. We started to do some of the overflow piping, gluing those together. I'm still waiting on a couple connector pieces to really lay out the final layout of the sump, the UV sterilizer and all that, so I can connect the tubing, and then from there figure out where I want the PVC pipes to be. So probably tomorrow or something like that, I will probably end up cutting a couple more PVC piping to size, approximate sizing, and then that way I can have it all ready so that when I'm ready to glue, it would just be easy just to dry fit them and then just glue them together. Then finally, I got the last 2 frag tanks in the fish room there, so we also went ahead and put those on the racks, and then also we got 2 more 10 gallons for quarantine, so that's just in the back. I didn't really have any footage of it, but you know, once I have that all plumbed in and stuff like that, I'll kind of give an overview of the whole setup and everything. I'll break it down, but you know, that's what I got so far in terms of the update for the fish room this week. But moving inside though, I do have some new fish that I got, and some of them are going into that fish room. So the one thing, a few people have already asked, like, you know, what's your plan out there? What are you keeping? So the primary purpose of that fish room is to house a bunch more plants. You know, the business side in terms of Imperial Aquatics is growing, and I need more space to grow the plants, propagate, and also have more variety for, you know, the customers and for you guys to choose from. So the tanks outside are going to be, you know, housing a lot of plants, but in addition to housing plants, I need fish in order to, you know, obviously produce poop, and, you know, poop helps fertilize the plants and whatnot. So the one thing, if you guys would like, is in the comments below, if you guys have any suggestions in terms of versatile fish, and by that I mean really good and okay with fluctuations of temperatures and whatnot, because outside it's probably going to be regulated in terms of heat, but it won't be cooled, so it's going to get kind of warm out there. I do have an AC unit out there, but you know, it's going to be in the 80s probably in the summers, and then like in the winters, it's, you know, I'm gonna have a heater, so it's not gonna drop below a certain like temperature, so 75-ish or whatever. But if you guys have any cool fish or new cool suggestions of fish, you know, leave it in the comments below. I may check them out. But the new fish that I got for a couple of the tanks, or one of the tanks for sure, is some swordtails. Back in the days, I used to keep a lot of live bearers, and one of them was mollies. A bunch of them were mollies. I never really got into swordtails, but I really do like them. And I noticed that a lot of them have some really cool variations and stuff like that, so I wanted to do a mini project in terms of breeding a couple of those. Obviously, they're really easy to breed, but crossbreeding some of the kois, swordtails, to get some of the showas, so similar to kois where they're like red, black, and white. There's a lot of koi swordfish out there that are, they say koi, but they're orange and white, but I really want to see if I can crossbreed some of the really red ones to get the red and white, and then eventually the red, white, and black markings in there to really get the Showa koi swordtails. I think that would be pretty cool. I didn't really see a bunch of those available, so I looked around and I picked up, you know, what they had, but I got a couple variations of kois, a couple variations of marbles to get the white and black, and then also got some of these other koi variations where they have the 3 color markings, but it's not red, it's more orange. So we'll see what happens, but you know, these guys are really juvenile. What I did was I put them in here as a quarantine tank for now. There's a lot of them in there, but you know, they're still all small, and this tank, you know, is fine for them. Eventually I'll probably move them into, you know, one of the 60Ps maybe. Move stuff around a little bit, get them a little bit bigger. Then once the fish room's kind of up and running, I'll probably separate them and do kind of selective breeding and see, you know, which ones have the best markings and stuff like that. And that'll be pretty interesting out there for that. Other plans for, I guess, fish out there that I have in mind are some plecos. I have a bunch of starlight plecos, so I'll probably move a bunch of those guys out into one of the tanks separately. I was debating if I wanted to move the zebra plecos out there as well. But I'll probably keep them inside, you know, the 33 gallon, and maybe once a couple of them get big enough for some of that, I may move a couple of them out there. But right now, I'm just planning to probably move the starlights, and I do have another set of plecos that I'll probably share later on. That I'll probably keep in one of those tanks as well, just for grow out, breeding projects, etc., etc. So one of the racks is definitely going to be freshwater. The other rack's probably going to be saltwater. I don't have ideas of what I want to keep livestock wise in there yet, so I kind of want to do one tank just full of clownfish. I think that would be pretty cool. One tank with maybe just invertebrates, just like all shrimps or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. And another tank with just tangs, because I've never had tangs before, and like this is like probably the largest reef tank I've had. So maybe a couple tangs I think would be pretty cool. And then maybe mix in between, you know, those 3 tanks with some different wrasse and here and there, just to see how that go. But that's just kind of the current idea. I don't know exactly if that's going to be for sure. And then the 4th tank, I don't really know. So that's why I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. But kind of need suggestions in terms of some fish that are really hardy in terms of like those swings in terms of temperature, because I know that not all corals can take swings like that. So hopefully some of the fish and whatnot can withstand some of that. But yeah, so that's the general breakdown and idea of that fish room out there. But I hope you guys liked the update for this week. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification button so that you guys are up to date with a bunch of the stuff that I'm working on and a bunch of the things to come. And if you have any other questions, you know, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And until next time, guys, peace.